welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 172. I am your Joe Dix, joined tonight by Mark Augustiniak.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. How are you, Mark?
I'm good. I'm awake.
Awake?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm awake, too. How did the rest of your 24-hour, more than 24-hour day go? Not like day go.
Let's see. I almost crashed while working.
Good.
It was just for 5 minutes. I actually just laid down on the floor. I was I know I'm just down for the count. Just give me this little moment to recharge. I'll get back up. And I did. I grabbed a second wind eventually and continued my day. But what was it? Because that was a Friday. Going into Saturday, I didn't wake up till 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Sounds about right. Yeah, because you wouldn't have gotten off till...
Yeah, I slept for about 14 hours.
Jesus. Did you crash right when you got home from work?
A little bit. I did my usual when I get home, or if I'm subscribed to any YouTube channels, I try to see if there's any updates on that. Just
yeah,
kind of wind down after everything, social network stuff, and then I noticed myself falling asleep at the computer, just my head just kept nodding forwards. All right, I just need to lay down.
I did the same. Not because I was up as long as you, but yeah. I was doing that when I was playing. We'll talk about it later, but I was playing Fire Emblem, and I did it the one night. I texted you and I said I don't know what happened last night. I started this game and I was tired, but yeah, I did the same thing again Friday night. I was just done.
And then last night into now, I actually fell asleep with my DS on. Mm-hmm. But it was as I was exiting Animal Crossing, where it's just hey, we'll see you later. Mm-hmm. That part was still there.
Oh,
so before hitting A to take you back to the menu. It was just a black screen with the text at the bottom. It was just the whole night. It was just like that. It's oh, okay.
You wake up and
it's the battery's almost dead. I'm wow, okay.
Yep. The little play counter thing just says you've been playing Animal Crossing for 100 hours now.
Yeah, you really need to take a break. Yeah. Don't worry, I did.
The reason Mark's so tired is because Mark and I stayed up and got ourselves some, got the NES Classic Mini.
It just hurts when you say it.
I know. Sorry.
It's not true.
Yeah, we didn't get it at all.
Well, you actually got sleep that day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You stayed up.
Yeah.
But I slept for a few hours. I think I slept from I probably got 5.5, 6 hours of sleep. I did not expect this thing to be so sold out.
I knew it was going to sell out that day. I just didn't know how early it was going to.
I didn't know it was going to be the thing.
They picked the perfect day to do it on Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Veteran?
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah. But because of that, I feel a lot of parents are able to have off work probably.
Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of weird...
How patriotic.
I know. There's a lot of weird stories that have come out of this weekend, though, that I've just heard anecdotally.
Oh?
Just from coworkers and stuff who also tried to get an NES Classic.
Oh. Even my friends that work at these retail stores that sell them, there's been issues as well, but...
Yeah, I want to hear those too. Yeah, they, so should we tell ours? Start with that or save ours?
We can start with ours.
So I woke up at I don't know, 20 after 7 or something. Because the Target up the street from me opens at 8. And previously the night before, Mark was I'm not doing anything. I'll stay up and I'll be up and whatever. And we'll go get one. I was all right, cool. I wake up, start getting ready, text Mark. Mark's going to meet me over at the local Target. So I hop on my bike at 7:57 because I live that close to Target. I got there at 7:59 and I see Mark parking and I look the opposite direction at the front door and I see just a horde of people. It was
it was about a little over 20.
Yeah, I kept saying like 30-ish in my head, but I don't know numbers of people.
Yeah, like I saw the employee open up the door and let everyone in.
Yeah, and as it happened, I kind of looked and I was like, oh, and in my brain, I'm just lying to myself. I'm like, no, they're here for.
Well, we never knew how much. Well, I didn't know how many.
So
you probably
right,
you did.
Right before I had texted, or right when I had texted Mark waking up, I saw I had a text message from a coworker who was like, "Oh, go to this website. You can check Target's inventory in your area." And I was like, "Okay." And I looked, and the one up the street got 6. And I was like,
It's so like I don't know. It's bizarre.
Yeah, but I was like, all right, well, 6 is 6. Mark and I will get there. That's 2. Who cares?
Right.
We get there. The doors open. Everybody floods to the back. By the time Mark and I get in, everybody had already been way in.
Mm-hmm.
We get just past the cash registers, and then that entire crowd of 30 people is walking back towards us, just glum and sad, and just that one sad dad who was just like, "It's okay, honey, we'll go to a different store." And he's got his arm around his crying daughter. She wasn't really crying, but
oh, I mean, everyone's crying on the inside.
it was bad. And then it was like, all right, I guess Walmart. We went around the corner of Walmart. They just laughed at us.
Yep.
And then,
mind you, this is all before 9:00.
yeah, this was 10 after 8.
Yeah.
Like, we got at Target right at like 8:01. And then
it's like,
yeah.
I almost feel disgusting just trying, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah, and then I don't know. We went back to.
I think that's like Nintendo in a nutshell to most people. It's like you feel disgusted about some of the things, but yet you still like them. So it's very conflicting feelings.
This makes sense though, because knowing Nintendo, because I don't know if listeners know this, but we talk a lot about Nintendo on this podcast. Yeah. But following them for years and years and years now has really, you kind of learn how they operate. This is a total Nintendo move. They probably didn't expect it to be this much, so they put out a little bit to see what the demand is.
I think they did.
I think they expected it, but they also expected to sell, I don't know, 10 million Wii U's in the first like month that it launched. You know what I mean? Like they had different expectations about things, and then quickly learned that the market changed. So
they're like, oh wait, nostalgia sells.
Right.
So we'll just resell everything on a new virtual console.
Don't. Not yet. Just I'll cry about that in January when they tell us that. But yeah, it was very weird that it just wasn't easily available. We went to GameStop in a mall, and that one already had people lined up, and I was like, ugh, gross. So we left. Mark and I just went and got Taco Bell breakfast, which, proud to say, maybe not proud, I don't own Taco Bell, but I'm happy to say, fucking great. Like, you weren't that jazzed about it?
I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just,
man, that's all I ever want to eat now.
Is breakfast Taco Bell?
Yeah.
I prefer their original stuff.
Okay, no, all right, let me read. The only thing I ever want to eat for breakfast is Taco Bell breakfast.
Right. I mean, but see, my stuff had tomatoes in it. I don't care about tomatoes.
At all, or just for breakfast?
At all. I mean, I'll eat it, but only if, for 2 reasons, where it's I'm just that hungry, or I'm too lazy to pick everything out.
Got it. Now, how do you feel about Reese's for breakfast?
Oh, that's my blood type.
All right, I thought so.
Yeah.
I was just making sure.
Peanut butter positive.
Yeah. God. But I was happy with what we did, and then we ended up building our own NES Classic. So in case you missed it, Friday when Mark and I couldn't stream from an NES Classic, we went ahead and streamed some NES games anyway. We basically just played the everything that came packed into the NES Classic.
Yeah.
We did Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, Home Alone 2, Mega Man 2,
Zelda 2,
Bubble Bobble, Ice Climbers, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was part of it.
That was definitely part of it.
That and Home Alone 2, I'm not.
Home Alone 2 was on there, yeah, definitely. That stream is now archived on our YouTube channel, and you can go check it out on thefreecheese.com, of course. Let's do, I'll tell you one story that I got, and you tell me one story you got about the NES Classic, and then we're going to kill this thing. I had a couple people at work, like nobody was successful, except for one dude who said he went to, where'd he go? GameStop. He got there at 9 when they opened at 10. The one that he went to got 12, and there were 6 people there.
Wow.
He bought 2.
Lucky.
He got one for him and one for his brother-in-law, and done. He was very surprised that I didn't get one. He didn't realize how bad it was. But everybody else could not get it at all. The one big story I've got is the one guy I work with, Brandon, went to... the night before, he left work, went to Walmart, and said, hey, what's the deal? Are you going to sell them at midnight? Or what's happening? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, this is at like 8-ish o'clock. And the dude was like, yeah, we got some. I can't tell you inventory numbers, but if you want one, I would be here probably a little bit before midnight.
Wow.
Just 'cause, right? So he's like, okay, cool. So he said he went home, did whatever, ate, blah, blah, blah. Came back a couple minutes after 11, and very quiet in there and whatever. And he's like, cool, I'm the first one here. No big deal. Guy behind the counter.
Thanks.
Guy behind the counter goes, can I help you, man? And he's like, I'm just hanging out till midnight to get an NES Classic. And the guy's like, oh, are you on the list? And he's like, what list? And he's like, we only got a certain amount, so we made a list and put people's names on it who were interested so they could have it at midnight. And he was like, oh, well.
That guy didn't tell me.
He's like, yeah, I was in here at 8, and the guy who was here earlier said blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, yeah, we put the list together at 8:30-ish. So that sucks.
Yeah, that's... go figure.
Yeah.
It's always something like that.
But he ended up getting lucky. He did the same thing we did the next morning, ran around to Target here, this one there, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was just, haha, middle finger, fuck you. But he said he was able to get one on GameStop's website. They opened up random...
I wish I knew that.
Yep. But he had to have his iPad, his computer, and his phone all open, constantly refreshing the page.
Wow.
He said he tried it with, and like he would do it, he'd get all the way to the end, put in his payment information, and it would fail. So he said on one of them he's trying PayPal, one of them he's trying a credit card, one of them he's trying it signed into his GameStop credentials, one without, like just boop, boop, boop.
That is insane.
And he said that finally, eventually it went through, but he still doesn't trust it until he has it in his hands. So
yeah, like I was like that with Amazon.
Oh, you tried?
I tried.
At 5 p.m.?
Yep.
Oof.
I was like maybe just a few seconds past 5. I think it might have been 5:01 actually. Now that I think about it. But I have the one click set up.
They disabled that.
I noticed when I got the error, and I was like, you know what? I'll just try adding the cart instead. And it's like, oh, this isn't eligible for Prime. I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I'm too good for this. And I tried for like 8 minutes, just refreshing, and kept trying, just all these errors, and like I thought I made it through once, and it's just nothing. I mean, like I remember refreshing it and seeing like it wasn't available yet, and then it became available. I was in the process, like I watched them update it.
I hate that.
And I still didn't have a chance. Like this, no, it's just not worth it. I don't care anymore.
Nope. Well, tell me one of your stories from a friend on the inside.
Oh, so basically, both of them didn't start their shifts till later, so it's like they couldn't really get a chance with any of that either. Like maybe put one aside for themselves or something. Yeah. But like like they just pretty much the same thing. Like how fast he sold out, the lines and all that. Only one of them dealt with an issue between employees that like somebody was like using my friend's account number to sell these, but like 3 of them were missing out of their inventory.
Oh, good.
So I don't know what's up with that, but like she was getting accused for that, and it's just like, how if I wasn't even there?
Right.
type deal. So somebody knows her information. And it's like, that's messed up.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, this thing's just causing problems all around.
Yeah, it's already begun.
But my one friend's like, you know what? I don't even care because I have that. He has that. What was that? That like Recon or whatever, the retro system, the hybrid, like the 5 that plays like all the different cartridges.
Retron 5?
Yes, he has that, and I didn't realize what was on the inside of that thing. Basically, whoever made that console, they just stole a bunch of emulators.
Yeah.
Put them on there and sold it. So they're making money off of other people's.
Yep.
emulators.
That was one of the reasons why I didn't buy that, because I was like, oh, gross.
Nah, I mean, he has it, and he likes it.
It's good? Because I remember hearing that, like, one, the stolen emulators thing, which was like, well, fuck, I could just go do whatever.
Yeah.
But 2, that it was having a really tough time, certain models, certain ones that shipped, with NES cartridges. Like, it was really, really a tight fit, and someone felt like I don't know if this is legitimate or if it was just it got close to, but it felt like you were about to rip the guts out of the cartridge. I
think it might have been on the version of it.
Yeah,
I know they made a couple. I think his was like one of the better ones that he got. But I think he would play more Genesis stuff anyway. But I was like, well then, depending on the emulators that they use, I don't know which one to use.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, what if there's an update? How do you update it? He was like, oh, well, there's actually a slot with an SD card.
Right, yeah, they do.
I was like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, you got a good deal.
I was looking at remember the retro USB AVS, where it plays the original cartridges, but it's like all brand new hardware. They're like using modern parts, and the hardware emulates the old hardware, not digital emulation, physical emulation. But yeah, I think like I'm happy with what I've got right now. When that thing shows up, I'll buy one. Because
like the only downfall I heard so far is like the cord is very short.
Yeah.
On the controllers.
Yeah, I don't know
like because we used to have like 8-foot length cords. Now they're just like.
So I've seen there's been like a big response to this in terms of like third party.
Probably selling cable extenders.
So cable extensions. I think Hyperkin, the same people that make the Retron 5, are making an adapter that will adapt the original NES controller to the Wii proprietary format.
I've seen that with PCs. You can hook in a little thing and then you can plug in any controller into it and it works.
I'd like that.
Like the actual ports. So that's great.
There's the other solution I've seen is a super, super long HDMI cable. That way you can run it right from the TV to you. But at the same time, like I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I think this is going to end up being a basement thing, right? Because my living room is not set up for short cords or cords running from the TV to the couch.
Or like dogs running around.
That's going to be,
pull on it.
Yep.
Everything goes with it.
Done. Yeah. Not going to do that. Ultimately, the one final thing to say on this is please, if you're listening and you're looking for one, do not spend more than retail price on one of these.
Oh, yeah.
They will be back in stock. If the Amiibo are any indication of that, where I spent, $40 for Villager and $20 for, what's his face? Fox to import from Japan.
Yeah.
And now a Villager, I think, is still kind of hard to come by.
The original printing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're everywhere. I think Targets and stuff, not so great, but Toys R Us, from what I understand, pretty universally across. I mean, I've heard it on podcasts from folks that are in San Francisco. Here seems like we're getting back to that. Like every time you and I have wandered into a Toys R Us, there's always been a good number of.
Yeah, I think that's the thing we need to realize. It's like, it's never too late. They say there's limited or exclusive runs, and yeah, that might be for a bit, but if you're patient enough, it will come back.
Yeah.
It's always a boomerang.
Link's boomerang. Well, that'll close it there for NES Classic till we have one in our hands, I guess, and then we'll probably do a proper live stream instead of what we did. But hey, we learned how to live stream this week.
We did.
We got
after a while, I guess.
Yeah, true. But we've had the equipment to do it for a while, but my computer just. But I got OBS up and running with hotkeys. I still got to fully configure everything, and what I'd like to do is get a Bluetooth keyboard. I have one, but get one set up paired with this
Oh yeah.
so that we can leave this across the room.
So you don't have to keep going to it. And
Yeah. And we could just use the keyboard to just toggle between the different scenes using like a hotkey or whatever. I think that'd be the way to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And do set them all up with the little thingies.
Oh, like little stickers, whatever.
This one means we're on the couch. This one means cut to the dogs. I have a dog cam, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
This one's order pizza.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go.
The usual.
Yeah. We got that. And then speaking of setup, I mean, this doesn't really affect anybody listening, but we got the table set up for the podcast. I'm real stoked on that. Well, mostly stoked. The mics are fun, but everything's all wired. There's no like dangles. No dangles. Yeah, it's all buried in the table.
Smooth.
It's real cool. Smooth criminal is what they call it. But Mark, this here Free Cheese podcast is about video games, so I hear.
You might not be wrong.
Yeah, and typically we talk about the video games that we've been a-playing.
That is true.
Yeah. So what have you been playing?
Well, let's see.
You want to ping pong this back and forth?
Yeah, that'll probably be better. I guess I'll go first. I'll just get the one I already played out of the way, I guess.
What's that?
From last time, play a little bit more of Mother Russia Bleeds.
Yeah? Any better? Still the same?
Some things got weird.
Okay. Define weird.
I had to go to this nightclub to like get some answers.
What kind of answers?
I guess to like find like, I think I wasn't really reading the story, huh? But you're basically trying to find someone who was like causing trouble with all the rebels, I guess. And there's like a plot twist, with a very interesting boss fight. But before that, you're traversing through this nightclub, and what a club! The imagery in that, it's basically like a I'm not gonna get the letters right, but it's basically like a bondage gay club.
Okay.
It's just leather and dicks everywhere.
Cool.
I was not expecting it. And then like you're fighting people in like leather pig masks.
Oh, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, and you just see like slave boys in the background.
That rules.
Yeah, it was interesting. Just visually, just the way they drew everything, it doesn't look like a typical nightclub. It looks like
a dungeon.
Yeah, like it looks like something out of like a modern like Dante's Inferno. Not that game, but like if you're going with like one layer of hell, it's just like the lust part. This would be it.
Cool.
So like and it's all sprite work. So it's like
yeah. It looks like Streets of Rage. Well, it looks
I mean, you have the lights going, you have like the techno music going. So it's like they definitely set an atmosphere.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting that because usually with clubs they just show women and it's just just boobs
bouncing
around or like butts, whatever. Now they went the other way and it's like, well,
fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I appreciate for its diversity because that's the first time I've seen something like that. But
yeah, rarely do they do that.
But it fits with the
story.
Yeah, like the boss fight at the end. Not so much the story, but I mean at the end of this level for this boss fight, like it makes sense.
Interesting.
Like why I had to go there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But right before that, there was a small Easter egg. The fans from Hotline Miami 2.
Oh yeah,
they were right outside, like just chilling in the background.
Huh?
I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Fucking rad. I still gotta get that. I'm waiting on it. It's not on PS4 yet, right? No,
it's not because I was waiting for the PS4 one as well.
I'm gonna wait for that, but I do want to play that real bad.
That's good.
I had a nightmare the other night. Can I tell you about this nightmare that I had? Did I tell you about this nightmare?
No, I only found out through Miitomo.
I am dreaming, and Earl is scratching at the bedroom door for me to wake up and let him outside, as he does.
Right.
So I get out of bed and let him out. We walk downstairs from the second floor to the first, open the back door, I let him out. And then I come back, I turn around, go back into the living room while he's out there to just let him, run around for a minute. And I'm just going to sit on the couch for a second or whatever is in my head. I walk into the living room, and Earl's on the back of the couch, just perched on the pillow like he does. And I was like, wait, huh? And then I look down in front of the couch on the floor, and there's this body
Oh.
on its knees in this big, giant, gray hoodie type thing. It was just like a giant gray, like, sweatpant material cloak.
Oh, okay, because
And
I saw an image recently that reminds me of that.
Couldn't see who was in it at all, but I could tell there was like a darkness and like some evil inside. And I was just like, I don't know what this is. And it's hovered over, you know how the boys have their blanket in the...
Oh, it's hovering?
Right? It's kneeling down and like sort of crouched over. You know,
Yeah.
So the boys have their blanket they lay on.
Okay.
The blanket is like folded up like a sushi roll. Like it's in that kind of thing. And it's just leaning over it like that, like hovering like with its...
Okay, that kind of hovering.
Yeah.
And
like,
something about floating bodies just...
Yeah, no. Hovering just sort of like its presence is just overbearing this thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And something in me was like, I need to stop this before it gets to my son.
Yeah.
So I run and I leap at it and grab it and like tackle it to the floor. And kind of simultaneously, as our bodies strike the floor, the timeline splits. And it's also me running, and just before I grab, it's the body looking up, and it's Katie, and she's like, what are you doing? And I like blink, and I was no longer tackling some weird dark figure. I was just standing in front of Katie, and she was just wearing a gray hoodie that was not really baggy at all, and it wasn't a bundle of blanket. It was Oswald in front of her, and he was just hanging out, licking her hand.
So it was like a paradox.
Right. It just, like, the timeline split, and it was these two alternate realities that were both happening. And I was like, but no, you were... Wait... And then I open my eyes, and Earl's scratching at the bedroom door to get out.
Premonition.
And I'm fucking terrified because he's got to go. Now we have to walk downstairs. I'm like, here we go. This is where the demons come. We walk downstairs. I turn on every single light, and typically I just wander down in the pitch black. No big deal.
Yeah.
No, lights were on immediately, and I have my phone in my hand with the flashlight open. I get him to the back door. He goes out, and I'm just sitting there like, scanning the entire house.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around.
So I open my phone and I see there's an update for Miitomo. And I'm like, okay, the nightmare's over. And then I see that Miitomo's new update allowed for customization of your home. Including...
I never heard of this.
The addition of posters.
Oh, that's...
And I said, well, I wonder if Mark's updated this thing. Let me go visit his.
No, I haven't.
And then I realized, Mark, that the nightmare never really ended. And I think I'm still inside of it.
Oh, man. Like I've only shared, like, a few select people.
So Matt, who's not here tonight, was very excited to get into Miitomo. And I told him yesterday, be sure you add Mark. And he's like, oh, yeah, I sent him a friend request. And I was like, you just wait till he accepts that.
What a rude awakening.
Go check his room out.
I feel like I have to explain that.
I mean, you can if you want.
Do we have time for that? I don't...
You say what you want to say.
Well, alright. I'll dab in it. So, like, just to get on this whole... this was a joke from, like, MagFest.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly why it started. But, like, it was date back to that one Nintendo Direct when they first announced Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Sure.
And they just introduced Isabelle.
Uh-huh.
And there was a meme with that where, like she only loves, like, Bill Trennan.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so this is going from that.
A good 5 years ago, 6
yeah.
or 4, yeah, something like that.
So, and I just remember seeing online, just, like, a lot of people just, like, their hearts are being broken because she only loves Bill Trennan and not them. So the joke was, like, that was, like, their waifu or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I took it a step further. And if you don't know me, then you might think I'm serious. But
right.
This is just my humor. So, yeah, around MagFest, I was joking about getting one of those, like... I don't know the full name, but it's like a hug pillow or something.
Oh, yeah, the old body pillow.
That usually has like anime girl on it. It's like usually kind of pretty lewd.
Yeah, it's typically like very much shaped with breasts and a butt.
Right, but this one wasn't like that. This was like a PG version. So that's what made it hilarious. That somebody actually like made up like an Isabel one. I was like, oh, I should get this because I was just joking like, haha, I'm single, blah blah blah. And I saw that. I never got it, but I just thought that was hilarious. And then so I just kept continuing like this whole like, this is my dream girl like joke into Miitomo, and it took a dark turn.
Yeah, I'd say.
And I was like, well, either go big or go home.
You got to commit.
But why not do both?
Right.
Because it's in my home.
And
so
I appreciate the commitment. So there's the Miitomo update, to give you the nutshell version of it, is you can customize your room.
Yep.
You can change the wallpaper and the flooring.
Yeah.
Right now there's some promotional ones for Zelda, Metroid, Mario, etc. Splatoon. There you go. I named them all. You can now send direct messages to your friends. So you can make a little sidekick me to send out messages, or you yourself can deliver the message. And then there's poster slots. And there's 8 poster slots. One you receive for free. The others you have to pay for.
Yep.
Which
I did.
Mark decided to do so that he could fill all 8 poster slots with
just random Isabel images. I even had my me dress up like her.
Yep, you did.
So as soon as you enter,
that was what fucked Matt up, because Matt was like, he's like, I added him, but I'm not sure if it was really. I thought it was Mark, but then when I saw what he was wearing, I didn't think it was Mark anymore.
He doesn't know me yet,
and I was like, it was Mark. It's okay.
It's great.
But hey, I've been playing Miitomo again.
Yeah, there you go. You know, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much. I was like, you know, there's usually like a stereotype with like when people perceive anime fans in a way.
Yeah.
Where they just think like they're like these like basement trolls who are extremely perverted, and that's all they obsess about is like living in their mom's basement, and they need nothing but just get obsessed.
And you built the basement.
Yeah. It's just the whole house. It's just one room. It's a one-room house. It's.
Did you build a sidekick me yet?
No.
I
did not.
I made Torby.
I don't even know what the hell Torby is.
I just tried to make a goofy, weird little boy. Like, I wanted, like, Kevin.
I'll probably make Sprainerd.
Sprainerd, that's a good one. I wanted, I think it's Kevin, the little guy who hangs out with Mephisto in South Park. And it's always, everyone, like, remember, like, the early seasons of South Park where Dr. Mephisto...
Oh, I remember.
He had that little guy, and I would be like, wait, what the fuck is that thing? And it's just like, what? That's Kevin. Like, it's just a bad clone. Like, I wanted something weird and odd like that. So I made him, and his name's Torby, T-O-R-B, but it's pronounced Torby. And he's got a weird voice, and he's just a weird boy.
Yeah,
and
I thought it was just Torb. Which I like that too.
Yeah. When you see it, it looks like Torb, which works. But then if he talks, and the things I had him say are really, really fun too. Just
yeah, like bravo Nintendo for not censoring this.
Totally
at all.
Uncensored, and it because that I think a lot of people were upset with the fact that it's kind of obtuse to add friends to this. You know, like I don't believe right now I can just say to the Free Cheese audience, add me on Miitomo.
Right.
Like, if I follow you on Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, then we can be friends.
Yeah. I think there's a cap as well.
Yeah. But I haven't hit that. I'm nowhere near. I have like 10 friends.
Yeah.
But
because if nobody knows me and they go to that room, like, they won't understand my sense of humor. They're just going to think I'm just a big creep.
Oh, wait. But you know what? Maybe they changed it. Because Matt said he was able to find you by... You commented on one of my things, so he found you.
Oh, okay.
So maybe there's a different way to...
You can find people through, like, if you linked up your Facebook or Twitter, you can find people that you're friends with.
That, but what if it's, like, because he didn't find you because you guys follow each other on Twitter. He said he found it because of a... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But either way, like, it's not that easy to do it. And I think the reason they did that is because they didn't want to limit the bullshit that we do, right? Where if it says, like... Oh, if you could lip sync any one song, what would it be? And it's just like, I Want to Fuck by Britney Spears. And you put that out as an answer because it makes that'll make your friends laugh. And it makes you laugh.
Actually says it.
Yeah,
well,
which is so good.
Not your me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I I don't know. It's like Miitomo is not by any stretch of the imagination like the greatest thing ever made.
No, it's just a dumb little app.
It's a dumb little app, and it's just so fucking cool. I mean, I know you put money into it now. Well, you put money into it before to get your pizza shirt.
Yeah.
And you did it again to get your Isabel posters on the wall.
Well, it was worth it.
But I threw a buck in the other day for, I don't know what I even bought. Coins, I think I bought.
Oh, okay.
I was a little shy.
I had to do that for my outfit.
Yeah, I wanted to change my outfit, and I was a little shy on coins, and I was like, I'll give him a buck. Like, I've been playing this thing for 6 months now. It makes sense.
I feel like, I think eventually we just need to get rid of that, like, image of, like, hey, putting money towards a mobile game is wrong.
No, and I've gotten rid of that, but my thing is, like...
Then again, it all depends on what you're getting out of it, too, and I'm not justifying my pizza shirt thing, but getting the posters, because just because I can just change that whenever, if I don't feel like joking around anymore with this and change it, like I can be serious and put actually like if I drew stuff, I could hang up my own drawings.
That's pretty cool.
So,
yeah, and that's neat about this.
So I plan on doing that.
Yeah, but even like I did it, and I was like, I'm getting a fake fucking yellow scarf. Why am I doing this? And I was like, well, because it's fucking winter, and my guy needs to be protected.
He's cold, man. Like with the 360 avatars, I spent money on that too.
Yeah.
Just to customize and get
and
these
they're
cool
just
outfits.
dumb. That's all they are. But it's I don't know. It's part of that environment, part of that ecosystem.
When it comes to customization, like I love that in games.
You know what I kind of really wish, and I know it's not, but I wish that Miitomo was. I wish that was Nintendo's new, like thing. Like I wish that was the
like I said in the Miiverse.
I hope that Miiverse would be a part of it, but Miitomo I think would be.
It's like their online hub.
Yeah, that would be neat. Either that or just Animal Crossing, which would be great. But I'll take both. Yeah, have you been to Animal Crossing? Did you play any more?
I did. More.
Speaking of that,
yeah. Let's stay in that theme. More specifically, the Puzzle League minigame.
I have not gotten to the mini games. I just got a new Nintendo 3DS in the game yesterday.
I scanned KQ Slider, and we have the same DS.
Oh.
The 3DS with the plates of KQ Slider.
No way.
He has it.
So can you get that from him?
Yeah, it's in my room.
Oh, fuck.
And Isabel has her own, too.
Oh, fuck.
So I got.
Who else has one?
I don't know. That's all I know so far.
Did you try Shovel Knight? I didn't try Shovel Knight.
No, there's not compatible.
Fuck.
Yeah, like I looked it up, but because like on their website they have a list of what works and what doesn't.
Is the list pretty good or?
Yeah, I mean the majority is just like, well, I mean it's mostly like Zelda stuff right now.
Interesting. You think they'll add more?
And like any Animal Crossing cards. And
sure. Which who cares? Are you gonna buy the cards? You have some.
I have the first set, almost done. The second set, I only have KK Slider because a friend gave it to me. Mm-hmm. But the corner, I fucked up the corner, so I got to get a new card.
Are you going to buy the new RV ones or the mobile home
I
ones?
want to.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much money I'd put towards it, but
yeah,
I wouldn't mind it.
Buy a pack.
Maybe.
Interesting.
At least out of the cards, if they added Static, I want to get him. Because he was my best friend in like the first game. So then
this would allow you to invite him to your town, eh?
Yes, because Wolflink, I had him move into my town.
No fucking way.
Yep. So he is a official citizen.
That's fucking cool. And he's just called W Link.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
And like his tune when you talk to him, like his instruments, it's just like a bunch of like weird marching drums almost with like a low bass sound.
Huh.
It's interesting. Yeah. I have yet to see what his house looks like. Every time I try to go in it, he either had boxes because he was still moving in, or he's outside or sleeping. So I cannot go in his house. So I'm like, what is in here? But I wish I didn't ask him to move in so soon because, well, maybe I'll just get another amiibo to scan it because I don't have the Breath of the Wild outfit. I only have the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the closest thing to my hairstyle anyway because it's the only male hairstyle with a ponytail.
That's true. How do you... can you get him back over there? If he's already a citizen?
I haven't tried. I figured I could. I mean, if you can scan Isabel and KQ Slider, and they can have their little vans.
Okay, that's fair.
I figured why not, but I can just get like the Ganon amiibo or something.
Yeah,
because I'm sure every Zelda character has it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Animal Crossing's good,
but like the Puzzle League, it's it's tough. Believe it or not.
what type of is it? Is it anything familiar? Or
I don't know how many games do this. It's a type of puzzle game where it's like you match all the colors, but you can only swap out 2.
Okay.
And and then it doesn't have to match right away. You can just keep swapping them to move them around and stuff as well. And then you line up the colors and they fall. And
I can't think of okay.
So I don't know, I'm sure there's a game that is very similar to that. I don't know if the Pokemon Puzzle League game did that or not.
Maybe.
But there's a story mode.
Okay.
And you're versing each little villager before it gets to the end, because winner gets to be mayor or something like that for a day. I can't remember.
Fuck you, I'm mayor.
Yeah, like Tournament was first tutorial stuff. But you build up 3 chances to because depending on what amiibo you scan, you get a certain power up or special ability. So I had Keiki Slider with me this entire time, and what he does is he gives you a second chance. So if your blocks reach the top of the screen, he will freeze time, and you have that time to get rid of those.
Okay.
So yeah, just been working with that. But once you get to the main character for each round, it's you have certain tasks to do in order to beat them. You have to get 100% approval rating by the town, because the more combos you do, the percentage goes up. Sometimes you have to do that under 2 minutes. And then sometimes other obstacles get in the way on the screen. And it's challenging. It took me a couple tries. I'm a little halfway through it, and as you're going, you're unlocking other modes for the game. I have 3 out of 4 unlocked.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
That's actually a good full-ass puzzle game built into shit. All right, that's cool.
Hey, I haven't tried the other one yet. But
what's the other one called?
I forgot the name of it, but it's
Dirty Island Surprise?
Yeah, it's... What a name. It's you're escaping from an island. Your animals, you're finding resources together, and you're trying to make it off. Make a boat and get off the island. Which, I believe both of these, or at least that one, is a mini game from the Amiibo Festival.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if both of them are, but yeah, definitely that one.
Yeah. That's all I've been doing with that.
I played Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. Speaking of waifu. I've been wanting to play this since it came out in February, but I just always find an excuse not to. Because I think in my head, I'm here's what's held me back from it, right? Okay. So Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, and I have to specifically say that because Fates is split into 2 games.
Right.
Not like Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue.
Not only that, but the gameplay.
That's what I mean.
Most
Pokemon,
people don't know this.
Pokemon Red and Blue, it was, okay, I've got one, you've got the other, great. There's minor differences, but largely the same game.
Yeah.
Conquest versus Birthright, there are differences in the games themselves are different. The way that you play them is different. The story is going to be largely the same, but different.
It's just interesting that they didn't really market that each one has a different gameplay style.
Yeah, so apparently Birthright is a little bit more like Awakening, I think, where
I just hear it, it's on the easier side.
Yeah, where there are random battles, there are little things.
Which kind of fits the name if you think about it, because if you're coming from a family that's of wealth or something, things get handed down to you, so your life's a little easier.
Exactly.
And Conquest is a little rougher.
Conquest, you gotta go out and fight for it. Now Conquest apparently, I wouldn't know the difference, but apparently it's a little more challenging, etc. Now either game has casual and I forget what they call it. There's the other. There's casual mode and there's.
Is it advanced?
I don't know. Something like that.
Hard.
But basically, there's one where permadeath happens, and there's one where if someone dies in your party at the end of the turn, they're still alive. Which I did that one because I just don't have the patience for the other one right now.
I think I would only do permadeath if I played.
Permadeath, I feel because for me, I tried that in Awakening, and it got so in the way of the story where if I'd be a couple missions in and I'd die and I'd be you lose, because sometimes depending on if you fuck up your strategy, you've just got to reload a save, and if you fuck up that strategy, you've just
I guess I don't think about myself dying. I think about everyone else. It's well, I had to live with this. They died,
and that part is fine, but when your entire party gets wiped out but you, and then but you and one person, and you're well, fuck. You're well, I gotta reload a save. I can't do anything about this.
What is it good for?
I know. So, when I got Conquest, I knew that the premise of this game, of this story, is that you play as Corrin. And Corrin was...
Is his last name on the cob?
Her. I went with female Corrin.
Is her last name on the cob?
I don't know. And I don't think she knows what her last name is either.
Cob
because...
Quest.
So, all I knew is that the premise of this game is there are two families on the verge of war, they're about to...
The Montagus and the Capulets.
Exactly. The Hoshido and the Nor families they're at war. And you are part of the Nor family. So you've been raised with them and all that. And then you find out that your bloodline actually ties back to the Hoshido family. And the game makes you choose, do you go with who you were born, or your blood, or those who raised you? And my reaction, and you and I talked about it, is duh, like, I'm not going to just say fuck you to the people that I grew up with because now I know suddenly that I was born somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it just seems weird. Like, they raised you. Like, why the fuck didn't the other family raise me? You know what I mean? That's kind of like the reaction is like,
What if they, like, kidnapped you?
So, Mark.
As, like, ransom.
So, I'm a few chapters in now. I kind of know why you might be
they dyed your hair. They're like, this is a blondes versus brunettes battle.
It's a little bit like that. So, first, I think it's like second chapter, you meet your dad, King Garin, I think his name is. Reminded me very much of King Garin. Yeah. Dude is a dick. He immediately is just like, hey, if you want to prove your worth, you need to kill these people. And it's like Hoshidan prisoners that they've kidnapped.
Oh.
And it was like, well, they're already fucking kidnapped and they're helpless and you took their weapons. I'm not going to kill them. And he's like, you're weak. You need to kill them. And I was like, fuck you. I'm not going to kill them. That's not what I'm going to do. I'll go out and do things, but I'm not going to kill these people who are here.
Yeah.
So my brother, did some magic and then made it look like they died. And the dad was like, see, he has a spine. You're a coward. Fuck you. And I was like, well, fuck you too. And then dad
I
leaves.
wish this was the dialogue.
It is. This is verbatim. I'm not, And then my brother's like, sup, that was magic. And I was like, did you kill them? What the fuck? And he was like, no, I just made it look like that so dad would leave us the fuck alone. But you should really blah, 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 or whatever. And I was like, well, all right. I don't, this is already seeming kind of meh. Like, that guy's a dick. I really don't like that dad guy. Whatever. And he's like, all right, if you want to redeem yourself, you got to go to this tower and you have to make sure that this place is vacated or whatever so we can take over this building. I was like, all right, fine, I'll go do that. Naturally, you fall into combat on your way there. And once you complete that, you are then taken to the Hoshidan castle.
Okay.
And once you're there, you learn a little bit about yourself. Because as soon as you get there, this woman comes up in tears and embraces you lovingly and is just like, and you're like, what? Who are you? And she's like, I'm your mom.
Oh, you were a bargain. You were a bargain for peace.
No, not at all. It's like, oh, I'm your mom, and you're like, you're not. Like, that's my mom's over there. She's wearing purple. You're wearing white. You're not my mom. My mom's purple mom. And they're like, yeah, you were taken at a very, very young age. And you're like, what? No, I wasn't. That's not what happened to me. I don't know you people.
You're playing Star Wars The Force Awakens. No, wait a minute. That's not the name. Take that back. That's the movie.
No, you had it.
Did I have it right?
Maybe. No. Unleashed.
No. Unleashed. See, I don't care.
So I was like, oh, well, you're all right. And then you go outside and there's this girl who sings and hangs out by the well. And she's like, oh, yeah. I used to hang out with the Nor. But I hang out with the Hoshidans now. And I like them a lot more. And if it were up to me, I'd choose this side. They're a very peace-loving family. The Nors, they kind of want the war. They want the violence and whatever.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, like the goth side of me is saying, I gotta go with the Nor. You know what I mean? Just because, duh. But then the side of me that's like, fuck that king guy is like, Hoshiden. And then like, these people just stole me? Like, yeah, I know them really. This is totally complex and totally conflicting. And here's where it gets great. You have to make a choice at chapter 6.
That makes sense because of that Smash reveal trailer.
Last night, I hit chapter 6.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's the next step. Like I started chapter 6 and I was like, nope, I can't do this right now. I gotta go to bed. I cannot focus on this. I can't think about it.
Well, your mom seemed very loving. She was in tears. Like,
yeah. She's very happy to see me. There are things, I don't want to spoil story, but there's some things that happened in chapter 5 that really made me go, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might be going Hoshiden.
this makes me kind of want to try it the other way. I want to get the birthright one.
See?
And then we can compare.
Oh, fuck. This game, like I did not, it's so good. It is so good. So in terms of like gameplay, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, really, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, I'd recommend Awakening just for, like, whatever.
It feels more traditional. Because this one, like, aesthetically, it's different.
Yeah, this one's a little...
Because usually they're, like, European-looking.
Yeah.
This one is more Eastern.
Yeah. More... Yes, you're right.
Feudal.
Yes. Partially.
Yeah.
Like, this is very much like the Hoshiden tribe.
Yeah.
They seem more... feudal Japan-ish kind of thing.
Yeah,
well... The Nor seem like fucking badass Vikings. Like, I don't know, just like goth Vikings from Finland or something. That all have purple hair. I don't know what I'm going to do. This game is fucking awesome, though. I can't recommend it enough.
No, I'm glad you like
and I'm
it.
only I'm 5 chapters in of however many there are. But a lot of what was great in Awakening comes back. It is a strategy RPG. So you are... grinding to gain level. You're going to acquire weapons along the way. You're going to build a party. You're going to improve that party. And it's all grid based. So it's, if you've ever played Advanced Wars or any of those games,
strategy RPG.
Strategy RPG. It is block by block advancing and then striking the opponent with different things. There's sort of like a Rochambeau, if you are a flying thing, you do a little bit better against a ground. There's different advantages and disadvantages to each type. And then the thing in Awakening that was really cool that they've brought back in this is the marriage aspect, where the more you pair up two folks on the battlefield, the better they become together. They can eventually wed and have children, and their children
That's cool.
can fight alongside you. And they... depending on who you pair with who. That was the really, really cool part about Awakening was like...
Yeah.
Just having everybody pair up. And because, mother and father...
I think there was a whole
both.
chapter, or like a whole part of the game where you just play as the kid.
Yeah. And that one had a weird time travel element and stuff. And
you can fight like past heroes. Yeah. I think that's DLC stuff, though.
That one was cool, though. Like, there's kind of a reason why Lucina was dressing up like Marth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I figured that.
It's really good. I started to think about Game of the Year stuff because next month we're going to obviously be talking about Game of the Year. And I was like, I can't, in good conscience, go into our Game of the Year conversation without having played this game.
Right.
Okay. So I needed to get it in. And that was kind of what pushed me over. Because I kept finding all these excuses because it was like, well, the story seems fucking weird. These two games, I don't know which one I should really choose. Like... that kind of turned me off by it. Yeah. Nintendo, I know you're listening, Reggie. And that was kind of weird for me. It was like, I don't know which to do. But I'm really, really glad that I just said, fuck it, this one, go.
Yeah. Because I'm more curious about the third game.
Revelations.
Yes.
Because apparently you shouldn't play Revelations until you've completed both.
Really?
Or at least one.
I would feel like you would just need one.
But they recommend both.
Huh.
Only because you're going to see it from two perspectives.
Yeah.
And then this is going to be revelations about the story from both sides. So,
okay. I mean, but if I just get the other one, then we can save each other a couple bucks.
Yeah. You do get a discount. So this game's
That's
$40
right.
if you buy. If you want to buy the second one, it's only 20, I think. Um, something like that. If you're buying digitally,
Right.
if you buy it physical retail, they did a full release that was all 3 games in one for $80, but it was a collector's thing, and it's now just gone.
Interesting.
But yeah, man, I'm fucking stoked about this game.
I'm glad you
I
like it.
really, really, really like this game. Did you play anything else?
Yeah. I actually have like 3 more, but I'll just get this one out of the way because I
Yeah.
don't care. Harmonite. Played it. Don't care. Garbage. Next.
Ah, shit. Sorry.
Music sucks. I don't care.
Damn.
Anyway, what have you been playing?
Oh, that was it on,
That was
on
it?
my end. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I did a little bit of Final Fantasy VI. That was the big one.
Okay.
I haven't gone back to Persona 4 yet, but yeah, I made some headway in FF6. But that,
Yeah.
that is what it is.
Okay. Well, I guess yeah. Next, I'll just try to get them out of the way then. The Beginner's Guide.
What's this?
So, have you ever heard of the Stanley Parable?
Yes.
The same creator of that made this game,
Yes.
and when I first saw the trailer, I wasn't sure exactly what it was. It was advertising like what it's like to see the mind of a game developer when they make their own little projects on their computer.
Huh.
Kind of like when you're having an artist sketchbook and you
Yeah.
see their like little rough sketches.
Yeah.
Just kind of gives you an idea of like who they are.
Mm-hmm.
After playing it, it was kind of like an interactive like documentary sort of, because the creator of the game, the actual developer, he is narrating. He's guiding you through his friends' works of these games that he never released to anyone, because he's trying to figure out like what happened. Like something happened between him and his friend, and he was trying to find a way to reconnect with them in some way. So he wanted you to like explore through his works to try to understand, and like he tries to break down what he thinks these mean, like why he made these and whatever. It's very neat. It's more like a walk-in simulator.
Is his friend dead?
Huh?
Is his friend dead?
I'm not saying.
Okay.
But
The Beginner's Guide.
yeah, so there's a reason why it's called that, and you won't find out till the very end, I feel like.
Is it a short experience?
Yeah,
The
like,
way
you can play this in like 2 hours.
Okay.
But yeah, like it was cool just to hear. It's like playing a game with commentary on.
Interesting.
And so like he helps you out because some of these games are like they're not meant to be like they loop forever or something.
Oh, okay.
And so he'll like give you shortcuts. Like,
Okay.
you know what? Here, let's save you the stress. I just want you to see this so I can explain what I think it means.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's a really cool concept. Judging by what you're telling me here and from things I've heard of the Stanley Parable, that dude's kind of he's doing some cool, weird
very
stuff
creative.
in the game space. Yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Parable was very like you could go so many ways with that.
Yeah.
So many endings. This is just one straight through. It doesn't try to cheat you. There isn't any hidden secrets.
This is neat, though.
You just go straight through. You can actually trust him, because
Yeah.
there's a part where I walked around and he was like, "Yeah, I know you're like eager to explore, but trust me, there's nothing here." And I looked anyway. I was like, "Yeah, you're right. There's nothing here, unless I'm wrong." But yeah, like that's cool. I recommend that because there's not many games that focus on the developer side of things, and
Sure.
that's what I always think about when I see these games now. Or like with movies, I was like, "What was in their head? What was their logic? What was their mindset to
Yeah.
create these things?"
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm a kindred spirit in terms of being like a visionary. But like just to see it be put to work, it's like it's
yeah,
cool.
it's one thing to like what you get out of it is equally as important, but it's also neat to sort of get their perspective on.
Yeah, it's very insightful. Even if it's all made up, it's still really cool.
Yeah,
Just the fact
that
that
stuff
this guy
always
did it.
like that always did it for me. Whenever I'd read like the liner notes on different albums and stuff, and you get like I know what I get when I hear this song and I hear these lyrics and what I take from it, but then
Like to know why it is the way
right,
it
and it's
is.
like, oh, this is just an allegory for my childhood, and it was like, oh, really? I thought it was about like that time I got pizza and it fell down my pants and I had a good night.
Yeah, and the grease burned in the best ways.
Yeah,
So yeah, I recommend that if anybody just wants like a nice little stroll,
yeah.
not to worry about too much, just want to listen. Yeah, so this next one.
Is this the one you texted me about?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Buckle up.
I have to ask again. Are we good with?
Yeah.
Okay. That dragon cancer.
It's a motherfucker, isn't it?
Oh, it's so go. I do this thing where I see one game in my head, but I take the name of another. Kind of like as you heard earlier with my Star Wars mistake, even though that's a game in a movie.
Right.
For some reason, I remember seeing like a Game Informer article about The Novelist. It's another indie game where it's like you're like this writer, but you're like for some reason trying to like avoid your family so you can work on your book or whatever. But at the same time, you're missing out on like the connections with them. So you're trying to make like what's more important to you.
The Shining, the movie, the game.
Pretty much.
All right.
But like for some reason, like the aesthetic of that, I thought was that dragon cancer.
Oh, okay.
But then, so when I got this game, I'm glad I was wrong because compared to The Novelist, I don't.
This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the most like genuine human game I have ever played.
No hyperbole.
Like, I mean this in like the most like emotional, like human way. Like,
Yeah.
Everything that like speaking of like a mind from a developer's point of view, this game is that incarnate like 100. Well, no.
Yeah.
Pretty much 100%. I mean, obviously, because the game is based on him and his family.
Mm-hmm.
His 5-year-old son has brain cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like focusing on like the hardships of that and like trying to remain hopeful and just going through all that, what's going through their heads of like both of like the mom and the dad and, you know, the rest of his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's just one part that just made me like bawl for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like I just took time because there's a room with all these cards at this treatment center. It's just all these like little like greeting cards with like little eulogies or messages, whatever.
Yeah.
Cute little things. Like they're all heartfelt and they're from real people that like that lost someone, and they put that in the game. So like, because the developer like he wanted to like, he didn't want to like make like, hey, let's make a fun video game. This is like he wanted to make. It's technically a game, but at the same time, it's like this is his life, and he wants to share it with you. Like,
and it sounds like from how you're reacting to it, he's like really putting you in.
Yeah, like both him and his wife worked on this.
Yeah,
they helped with the script. They both recorded their voices. Anything about that kid, like everything is as authentic as possible for this. And then there's a documentary with it that just released not that long ago.
Did you watch it yet?
Yeah, that definitely gives it more. It's like, oh man, it's tears. It's so many fucking tears. I can't believe it. Yeah, like, that's another like maybe 2 to 3 hour game, depending how long you take with each thing.
Interesting.
It's very moving.
Is it just sort of like wandering around in this place and exploring? What's the game part of it?
It jumps through different moments, and some parts kind of feel like a game, some parts don't, because you're like reading letters or hearing like voicemails or whatever, but like a lot of it is like it's definitely artistic because it's not like realistic by any means. It has a very minimalistic design.
Yeah.
There's parts that look like dream sequences essentially.
Okay. It's putting you in the shoes of him as the father of someone who has cancer.
It's mostly him, and then like the interactions between like him and like the wife and, you know, his kid.
Okay.
And just like trying to just deal with this.
Just a real story.
Yeah, like it's not meant to be like super depressing or sad. Like it has a nice lighthearted tone throughout the whole thing. But
that's how life is anyway, right? Like
right. You
can get really shitty news, but still have a good day.
I feel like this is their way of like coping with it all. Too.
Yeah,
and it's like the word I guess I would use is it's beautiful. Like utmost serious way, like I can put that. Like this is unlike anything like I've ever experienced. It's I don't know. Like I mean I could go on forever about it, but like I
just go play it.
Like it's seriously the most like I've ever cried, and especially from a game. Yeah. And it's just I didn't think that was possible.
Weird, cool, like weird, good.
Yeah.
Huh. Rad.
I would say it's definitely worth it just to get like if for anybody who like looks at video games in like a childish way, they need to play this Because it's like video games aren't like a kid thing. Like it can be an art form. It can be something deeper.
Yeah.
And this is proof.
I like that.
And the one thing that made me sad, just to I guess put a little end note on it, was I read their blog, and like back in March this year, like they didn't get it, like they weren't making any profit off of this. Like they didn't see a single dollar to like for the studio because they decided to pay off any debts they had.
Oh fuck.
And I don't know what they've been like since. I don't know if things have gotten better.
Yeah.
I hope so, because this documentary didn't come on not that long ago. So I think there's still movement with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I even like personally tweeted at the guy. I was like, love and respect is all I have for you, like, and your family and everyone involved. Like,
that's so rad.
Yeah, it's surreal.
Huh. That dragon cancer.
Yep.
Well, what do you say we take a quick break?
That sounds good.
We'll come back, got a little bit of show and tell. We're gonna talk about life a little bit more. We're gonna say goodbye to an old friend. Be back right after this. Welcome back. Mark?
Yeah.
You ever play Oddworld?
I played the original.
Yeah.
I haven't played the new one.
I would play new and tasty.
I also have Stranger's Wrath on deck, but haven't played it yet.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, no.
Stranger's Wrath is...
it seemed interesting.
That's a Mark game.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, not a full Mark game, trademark, but it's a Mark game. Yeah. I think so.
I think I understand.
It's one where...
Oddly enough.
Oh, fuck. Well, Waypoint,
Mm-hmm.
the new Vice Gaming, had an interview with Lorne Lanning, the series creator. And it's a really good article, good interview about just sort of the history of Oddworld, the future of Oddworld, all that. They have a game coming out next year where I believe it started as a remake of Abe's Exodus, the sequel to Odyssey, but the way he talks about it, they've kind of transformed it into something else entirely.
This was like an original.
In a way, yeah. It looks really, really neat.
I mean, that'll be a step forward.
Yeah. But next year, Abe's Odyssey turns 20. And then looking back, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but there's one quote that stuck out to me that kind of like we were just talking about, like a real life ass thing, and how games can be art, and games can evoke some sort of emotion. Like, I'll just read the quote. He said, "With Abe, the reason I gave him infinite lives is because I wanted you to never give up. No matter how fucking sucky you were, if you stuck with it, you'd get there. And that's life, man."
Aw.
I thought that was just a really, really powerful message amidst this really, really rad interview about Oddworld.
Because like I would have never thought about that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just infinite lives? Okay. But like his reasoning.
Yeah, you never think like, oh, well, I'm not...
He's like, I care about you. All right.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just in like any other game. Like you run out of lives, game over, done, whatever. And you can always continue from wherever you left off. But this, it's not... When there is no game over, you never think or worry about lives.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're just like, oh fuck, I died, I gotta try again.
yeah.
But the idea that was a conscious thing, and again, like going into the mind of the developer.
Yeah. It kind of gets rid of the fear of dying.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
Because usually it's like you want to succeed, so that there's more incentive. Like I don't want to lose life. I don't want to start over.
Right. I don't want to have that.
I have to take this more seriously.
Right. Yeah, and this is just like, no, like who cares? Just
it's a video game. Like
it's a video, and you're gonna get there. You're gonna learn. You're gonna be okay.
yeah.
Just like in life, like I don't know anything that
you can just keep
anything
dying.
you ever do. Well, yeah, maybe not the dying part. If your goals are to like, I don't know, be able to run through like a swamp pit filled with knives,
Ooh.
then then
Yeah, that sounds fun.
but you probably wouldn't want to do that. But if you wanted to, you're not gonna. You don't have infinite lives here.
Yeah.
But I mean, like other things.
Well, with that attitude.
Yeah, I know. But other things, I mean, you can try until you get it, and that was a neat little insight. And then a lot of the stuff, like I didn't realize until a few years ago, like I guess just because I was not of a conscious mind, but as Oddworld New and Tasty was coming about, and it was a lot of retrospective on the original Abe's Odyssey. I just wasn't old enough when that came out to think about it in this way.
Right.
And then not having returned to it since then, until he started talking about it. But Lauren Lanning then talking about like, hey, like this is a game about corporation and about brand and like the terrible like consumers and the controls our lives. And like,
they live.
There's There's all these like things built into it. Really, really neat. So Soulstorm is the new game.
I mean, is it Oddworld Soulstorm?
They didn't say.
I mean, like, is it in the Oddworld
franchise?
franchise?
Yeah. Okay. And it's starring Abe, like an old, fucked up, weird, sad Abe.
I mean, isn't he always looking like that?
But he looks like worse.
Is there? Okay.
He's bad. Like he's saying, somewhere in here he talks about how.
Okay, so is that a full shot of his head?
Yeah. Fucking cool looking.
He just looks kind of the same to me.
On their like teaser website, they have like all these like close-ups of his like knuckles and his chest, and like
that's so weird.
He's all fucking wrinkly. And
did you ever see those black and white images of like all the aliens throughout the movies?
Yeah.
How they look super creepy, like E.T. especially.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Fucking cool.
It's like Uncanny Valley.
I can't find the exact quote now that I'm looking at it, but it was something like I don't know. This time around, like, Abe's escaped. He's saved all these people, but now he's got to like lead these people, and like the fucked up side of that part of it.
Now he's like a wise old man.
Right. I'm looking forward to that one though.
I didn't know he was even making another one, so that's cool.
Yeah. Tyler and I played a lot of.
I remember you talking about.
Yeah, we talked about that game of the year last year, didn't we? I had that on the list.
Maybe. I remember before that when you were like when it first came out, and you guys would just imitate his voice a lot.
Hey, follow me. I still look. He's Tyler's been texting me actually, but
he just goes, "Hey."
If you take a look at his fucking contact photo, just Abe. See, Tyler
Perfect.
didn't like that I made him his contact photo Daniel Stern, aka the one of the guys who tried to kill Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 1 and 2. So
I would take that as an honor.
Right? I thought so too. That's one thing I had for show and tell. We got another thing in a minute, but what do you got, Mark?
Something a little interesting. I don't know how much it matters. But on Toys R Us's Canadian website.
Oh yeah,
you go there all the time.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there is a listing for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah, okay.
With a price.
How many dollars you say?
I mean, sure, it's probably just a placeholder, but in Canada, it's $329.99.
What's that equate to here?
About $245.
$245. So that'd be a $249 price point, I would say. I'd say round up, right?
Yeah, like $250.
Give you a nice even
with that tax.
So that gets us back to the Wii in terms of price.
Yeah,
and the Wii there, that was a pretty attractive selling point or selling price point. Like that was, especially when compared to the others. So let's break this down, because now I'm jumping way into it. I'm very intrigued, assuming of course this is all real, which who knows, but. That's $50 less than the PS4 Slim, $150 less than the PS4 Pro, $50 less than the Xbox One,
I think.
And then who knows what Scorpio comes out priced at next year. But
this doesn't exactly say what it comes with either. They're just showing the promotional images, so it's just the core thing.
I'd assume that it's the Joy-Cons, the actual thing, the display, and then the dock. Because didn't they say the dock would be in every...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Joy-Con, like the puppy dog controller.
I bet that is not.
Oh, really? I think that would be.
I bet that's separate. I bet you get Joy-Cons.
Uh-huh.
You get dock, and you get the...
You really think you have to buy that separately, though? Because it's like...
Yeah. Because I remember a time when the Wii came out, and in the box, you got the console, the sensor bar that you needed for the Wii remote, and one Wii remote.
So if you want to play from your couch,
was separate.
You would just have to play as if you're holding a Wii remote and nunchuck, like nothing in between, just a space.
Mm-hmm. Or day one, you buy the grip, the Joy-Con grip, as an accessory. Day one.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
bet there would be a bundle as well. Like, I bet this is a $250 entry point. It gets you boom, boom, boom. For an extra $50, you get that thing plus, maybe the Pro controller, but that I feel like they're going to sell separately.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know that's going to be.
Not in a bundle. So what else goes in a bundle? Just a bundle, maybe a bigger hard drive plus the grip?
I don't know, but like in these images though, like they're showing that controller. I feel like they didn't have to put that in there.
This is so weird. And Mark is on toysrus.ca.
The description of it all pretty much explains what we saw in the trailer. Like nothing new, just what it can do, what it's meant for.
How long has this been live on their website?
From what I've seen, the earliest posting I've seen any news about it was last night.
So at least 24 hours, no one's ripped it down yet, which is interesting.
Yeah, and you can still go there and check it out.
It's always the weird, like, it's always Canada or Amazon France that just, like, goes rogue and puts shit up.
Nintendo UK.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, $250 sounds like a good price point either way.
That's definitely like a sell, like... Because that's what they need. They need a good, affordable price to sell this.
That is what the NVIDIA was, right? The Shield that this is kind of not based off of, but right. They partner with them for this. But it was about $250, right? Because remember everybody was comparing it to the Vita price.
I think so. But I feel like for the Shield, I don't know if that's worth it, in my honest opinion. Because I don't really play mobile games that much. And just have a controller hooked up to it. But a Nintendo console, definitely worth it.
Yeah, I think so too. Did you read the thing with the NVIDIA CEO?
For the Switch?
Yeah, where they said like, oh yeah, and obviously we've partnered with Nintendo for this thing, and we are really excited for people to get their hands on it, et cetera, et cetera.
I just heard that like
2 decades.
That it's pretty much like something they've never messed with before, and it's like really cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whole brand new thing, blah, blah, blah. And they said, we expect this partnership with Nintendo to last 2 decades.
That's very ambitious.
That's very ambitious.
I don't know if I would take that all in.
Yeah. I don't know.
You never know what will happen, you know?
Like, that's a big number.
Yeah. And
very
it's
weird.
Just, like, we talk about Nintendo so much because it's like that kid that we raised, in a sense, or maybe vice versa. But it's like, you don't want to see them mess up. Like, no matter what they go through, you're always there for them. But it's like, we can't tell you what to do or how to live your life, but damn, just please make good decisions.
Yeah, don't fuck this one up, dude.
Like, we don't hate you, but...
don't fuck this one up, dude.
It struggles, yeah. So, I'm very hopeful for this.
Yeah, me too. We'll see. January, not too far away now. As we hit the halfway mark in November.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch, next Nintendo console. But they made a console before the Switch.
Oh, did they?
They did, Mark.
Was it the 3DS?
They made a 3DS. But after the 3DS, they made a thing called the Wii U.
I'm drawing blanks.
Oh.
What is this Wii U?
It was not a Wii, unbeknownst to many of America.
More like PU.
The Wii U launched in 2012, successor to the mighty popular Nintendo Wii console.
It definitely was a small step forward. Like, I'll give it that.
You can't get to Switch without Wii U, you know? And so here's kind of what happened. Eurogamer came out and said, hey, we have a source that tells us Nintendo's pulling the plug on Wii U. And they run this story. And Nintendo's like, hey, fuck you. No, this is not what's happening at all. We're not. Wii U's still healthy and alive. We got consoles to sell. We're not doing Switch till next year. Stop saying shit. Then a week went by. Nintendo was like, hey, no more Wii U in Japan. And then it was like, well, wait, what about America? And they're like, oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, we're done. No more Wii U.
While the rest of us were like, hey, we kind of knew this was going to happen. Consoles do this. They stop at some point.
Yeah.
It's not really news.
I know. This was kind of early, though. And I think a big part of this is they want to be the ones in control of the message.
Is it early? I kind of feel like it's just on time.
Yeah, it's probably, yes. But I think ideally a company always wants their previous one to bleed a little bit. But I think for them...
They want to be the ones to announce everything.
Right. But hey, man, as we say goodbye to a little friend of ours called the Wii U, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to look back at some of our favorite things about the Wii U over the last nearly 5 years. Just about 4 years.
I like that it's not the Wii.
It wasn't, but it kind of was.
Yeah,
I know. Let's talk hardware before we jump into the games, because the games are the good part, right? But the hardware, I think tablet was cool.
Yeah, it was a rocky start though, because they were promising like, hey, you might be able to hook up 2 of these up to one,
that was weird.
Or
Remember
like
that?
you might be able to get them separately. No, none of that.
Right. But I think I love the fact that I can still be sociable.
Yeah.
With Katie hanging out on the couch and not have to.
I think that was their biggest their only selling point.
Yeah, that was a big one.
And then when they first did the prototype of like with the NFC reader,
and
they put like Ezio down on the gamepad.
Remember that one? I remember the
Mario.
heart for Rayman.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I think that's what it was. But it was like, what is this? And then we didn't hear anything about it till for like 2 years or something.
Yeah, and then suddenly Amiibo.
Yeah.
Which were another like. That I think moving forward is like there's a lot of potential for that they've kind of not tapped into. Like there still has not been a great game for Amiibo. You know what I mean? Like there's all these little things that you can do with them.
Right, and which I'm kind of okay with for now.
I am too, but because
it's an option, it's not needed.
Right. And I don't necessarily want a Skylanders, or a Lego Dimensions. But I also kind of want Skylanders or Lego Dimensions.
I think there's only kind of one I think that uses it the best. But we can get to that when we talk about the games.
How do you feel about the Wii U as a media or entertainment device?
Like just to play video games on? Or like beyond that?
I mean like the stuff that they kind of touted at the beginning, like the TV.
Oh, and the like Netflix app and stuff like that. I'm okay with it. It's not my first source to go to.
Yeah. What do you primarily like, Netflix, etc.? Like where's your go-to?
Computer.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just because the way my room is set up.
Yeah.
I think I've only used the 3DS. Not 3DS. I didn't even... I use it like a 3DS.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I like mostly the gamepad.
Mm-hmm.
If I do have something going on the computer, like maybe if I'm like watching a show or something, I'll do what it's meant for, just play it on that. But very rarely will I actually play it on a TV, unless it's like a more serious game, like that I need more focus on a bigger screen, like Splatoon, Smash, Zelda.
Yeah, or like it's Splatoon, like you gotta have both.
Yeah, that's true. There's some games that require a TV.
I know that before we got the Apple TV in the living room, that was Katie's primary Netflix machine. It used to be PS3, and then once I got PS4, she was pissed. Because the PS3 had the really, really easy remote. You tap any button on it, and the PS3 comes to life.
Mm.
There you go. Right to Netflix. Easy. PS4, no remote to do that with.
Yeah.
So then when I got the Wii U, all she had to do was click 2 buttons and she was in Netflix, you know?
Right.
And then I still use this all the time, the little TV button on there, you can pair it with your television.
Yeah, it's a universal remote.
And
right?
then, just volume up, volume down, change the input really quickly.
See, mine's not necessarily a TV.
Yeah.
It's a computer monitor with an HDMI port.
So you couldn't set that one up.
So I'm not sure if I can use it, a remote.
Does yours
for
have
that?
IR?
I don't know. Like, I'm not too worried about it because with my situation, I don't need that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was, I remember like looking at, because they have the activity log where you can go and look at like what you've played recently. Or how much time you spent in each application, and like Netflix was like,
I feel like I could never watch anything on a Wii
hours.
U in the best quality.
It wasn't, but like,
I mean, like, I know like there's HD movies and like 1080p stuff, but I just feel like I would never get that out of a Wii U. I feel like I'd always be watching everything at 480.
It wasn't that
or like 720.
I mean, it was like 1080, but like streaming is streaming, so there's always that like me. But it was passable for sure. Now the Apple TV is just,
and I don't know how better the connection is compared to a computer. Like,
probably not that much better, or probably not better at all. But
no.
Yeah. But I was surprised at like how quickly that one stayed there. And I was saddened by the fact that I could never actually properly use the TV. And I'm drawing out the ye because that's the TVII.
Right. Forgot about that.
Because that was something that was really neat and kind of like ahead of its time. In terms of like what the cable companies would start to do. And they really haven't, actually. But basically what TV was you could type in whatever. Name a thing.
Like a channel? Or
Or
a show?
Yeah, type in King of the Hill. And it's like, hey, King of the Hill is coming on at 8 o'clock on Cartoon Network. Or you can find it on demand. Or you can get it on Amazon for $1.99. Or, and it like gave you every possible thing.
Right.
Which is kind of like what, the Apple TV does now when you ask Siri for a show. It'll give you every possible thing. Or like the website canistream.it does that, where you can type it in and figure out which things it's streaming on, including your own cable networks. And it's kind of like that was built right into the Wii U, which was a neat function. And then
That's cool.
But you had to interface with your cable box.
Right.
And the one that I had wasn't supported for whatever reason. It was like the newer Comcast box. And they just never...
Yeah, I think I never really used the Wii U outside of its gaming capabilities.
It was a weird... I don't know. I don't think we're going to see too much of that with the Switch. Or at least I don't expect to. But
Actually, I might see it more with that.
You think? Like, I think it'll have Netflix for sure.
if you take it, if you can take it anywhere, I guarantee you they'll have apps for it that kind of go with it.
Huh.
I don't know like how much they'll be utilized.
I don't think we're gonna have like a 5-minute thing at their press conference.
Oh well, no, it'll probably just be like small stuff like whatever.
Yeah, true. I also don't need another thing to play Netflix on. Like I've got all of them that I need, I think.
And to be honest, Netflix isn't really that great.
No, it's not.
Like we all talk about it, but like there's
it's just the go-to like standard, I think. But you're right, it's not.
There's not much there.
No.
Like I catch myself going to Amazon Video more.
Yeah, Amazon's good and like
I'll actually rent. I'll pay money to rent movies sometimes over just trying to pick something on Netflix.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I also like don't. I think I'd be happy with.
Like only like Netflix for their originals. You know, like that's what it's come down to.
Yeah, which has become like their own. They've become HBO in a way where it's like.
Yeah. Because like the Marvel stuff I'll watch or like Black Mirror.
I heard that's good. I haven't watched it.
I didn't know what it was going into it, but that's another thing.
But the Wii U was also about games, so maybe we should talk about the game.
Yeah. This is a video game podcast, after all.
Oh, look at that. If you had, we'll start with this. If you could only tell someone to buy a Wii U for one game. And they don't care. They only want to buy it for one game. It's not anything like that. They're like, yo, I got this money. These things are on clearance. I'm buying one. What is the game that I need to buy with this? Which game do you choose?
That's tough.
I know.
That is tough.
What's your gut reaction? Like, gut.
My joking gut reaction was wait till next year for Breath of the Wild. I think it would either be Game & Wario
Oh, all right.
or Smash Brothers.
Dang. What was your gut? Like, when I said that, what was the first one that popped in your head?
I think it was Game & Wario.
Interesting. See, because mine, when I think about it, is Super Mario Maker, but my gut is Pikmin 3. Like, that is my gut reaction, just like, yep, Pikmin 3. This is the fucking best game in the world. Strategy, or, RTS style.
Right.
When they added the stylus controls, I was like, who cares? And then you try it, and it's like, oh shit, this is really, really good. Like, this feels good.
See, but like Game & Wario provides versatility.
Yeah, so is that kind of like
It's the next WarioWare game, but for Wii U.
All right, cool.
So and each character has their own types of games and themes and mini games based around them. So you play in all different ways. So I think that's a good way to like get a little bit of everything in a sense in a short amount of time. But it's not like a full-fledged game. You know what I mean? Like you don't get like it's not a Zelda.
Yeah, still though, like it's a...
So because that's another thing. Like like what kind of gamer are you? Are you like a short-term one, a long-term one? Are you like more casual
they're
about
more
it?
like mini game kind of thing. I mean, it's WarioWare, so it's just like
I mean,
fun.
but if you just want straight up video games, I feel like that's one way to go.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then if you want to expand upon it, then get something a little more serious, like your Pikmin or Splatoon.
Yeah. Splatoon.
I would actually recommend Shovel Knight.
Yeah, Shovel Knight too. Like Shovel Knight is always a Wii U game
specifically Wii U.
Yeah,
because of the amiibo support.
I think because of the amiibo support. Also, one thing that's really fucking cool. If you are one of the lucky few who so far, and you'll have one eventually, don't worry.
Yeah.
But someone who's got the NES Classic, you can plug that controller, like Mark said, into the Wii remote.
Yeah.
And use an NES controller because they use the original molds for those controllers, which is really dope.
Yeah.
You can use an NES controller to play Shovel Knight, which is that is what I'm most excited about the NES Classic for, is to be able to go back and do that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think it's super rad, and yeah, that is like...
Because like...
That is an NES game that
the Wii U already comes with Nintendo Land. So
no.
No, not anymore?
No, it never did.
Yeah, it does.
There were bundles that had it, but by default it did not.
Ever?
There were
if
two...
it wasn't, whether it's a disc or pre-installed?
It was never pre-installed.
Huh.
You could get a disc if you got a specific bundle, but not necessarily. Which was the one blunder, because Nintendo Land was intended to be the Wii Sports of this. And they did not pack it in, which meant that the one thing that could potentially show off why this thing is what it is was fucking lost to $30 purchase.
Because I was going to recommend that.
If it were built in, like if that were pre-installed software, yeah.
Like if you want to see what the Wii U is capable of, Nintendo Land is the best example.
Yeah. See, but even that is so fucking... It's such a pain in the ass to get through.
It's only the beginning is the painful part because of the robot
but
and the tutorial. But if you're new to it, it's really not that painful.
No, I was new to it. It was really that painful.
I mean, for someone who's like never played a video game.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, I guess so. I know, and that's where it's not for us, I guess. But, oof.
No, I agree. That's just classic Nintendo.
Yeah, but you mentioned Splatoon.
Yeah,
that is like, what a great Wii U. Like, I am so happy.
That is a good way for somebody to get into like online shooters without the fear of like dealing with elitists.
Yeah, and that whole like culture, and it's like
because it's not about killing each other.
No,
yeah, you can hurt each other, but it's more so just
we're having fun.
Which is weird because I like Splatoon for that, but I don't like Overwatch for that.
Oh, interesting.
Overwatch just doesn't have a straight up
kill.
Like team versus team. It's always like some kind of objective, like move a payload or something.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah,
that sounds awful.
I'd rather cover everything with ink.
Yeah, Splatoon's just I don't. That was like, if nothing else, I'm so happy about the Wii U for bringing that franchise to life. Just because it's like, yeah, this is good.
That was a good risk.
Yeah, totally. It was the Pikmin on GameCube. Like that was a really good addition, along with Animal Crossing back in that era. And like, Splatoon was the only real big IP edition this time around in terms of like brand new characters.
Yeah.
And super cool. Super, super cool.
But also, like, with, like, Smash, I feel like you can get a lot out of that.
Smash Brothers.
Because it also comes with demos
For all the
for all those
yeah.
old games
Yeah.
that they came from.
Even the third-party ones, like Mega Man.
Yeah, so it's like, if you want, like, a little historia of Nintendo,
Yeah.
I think Smash is a good...
I think so, too. And Smash is, like... I think this is my favorite Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, I got really, really good at Melee.
But
this is
aesthetically,
just...
this is way...
It looks
prettier.
so good. It plays so good.
I mean,
there's so many different ways to play it, from the GameCube controller to all the other ones, which GameCube still being around, just fucking plug that thing in. But just like so good, like just good. Really, really good. Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Characters are great. Like I'm really happy with the roster. Could have used a Simon Belmont. Could have used a Shovel Knight.
Could use Ice Climber.
Maybe an Ice Climber. But all around, like pretty good.
Yeah.
Really good. Cloud, like what the fuck? Who saw that coming?
No one.
No, not at all. I finally got good with Ness and Lucas, which is super dope. What a good game.
Yep.
Speaking of the little history part in there where you can play the old games, NES Remix 1 and 2, we got those on Wii U, which like NES Remix is like a cool...
Yeah, I have that, the combo pack.
Yeah, it's just like a neat idea. Like they've never done anything like yes, Nintendo loves reselling you your childhood, but this time they cut it all up and mess with it. Like
I don't know if I would recommend it as the only game though.
No. This part
But-
I'm just
but
talking about like fun games.
Yeah,
you know what I
but
mean?
no,
Like,
I definitely like it.
yeah,
it's
it's a
Taking
neat
small doses
yeah.
because it
Like-
gets kind of repetitive.
It does, but like those random little things like just running through Mario as Link.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's goofy.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, and then like the little challenge-based things like being able to knock out Mr. Dream as part of a thing.
Yeah,
or,
without playing through the whole game.
Right. Yeah, and jumping right to that. Really cool. What else on the old list there? I think Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yep.
Like
that's definitely one.
So good.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart.
I will never recommend Mario Party.
No, I can't do that. Especially not now. Like, go back and play the 64 ones if you're that interested, but no.
Yeah.
No, Mario Kart 8, so good. Like, beautiful. Still the best, one of the best looking Wii U games, if not the best looking Wii U game. And I think it...
Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
I didn't either, but...
Yeah. No, I mean, you're not going to get it anywhere else, which is cool.
Comes with the first one.
It does. Well, not anymore. You
No.
gotta buy it specifically with that.
Oh.
Yep.
I think them re-releasing Zelda on there was a smart move.
Twilight Princess.
And Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Especially Wind Waker. I
Yeah.
think that's a better balanced Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I love Twilight Princess,
Mhm.
but for somebody who just doesn't really play and wants to get into Zelda, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cuts
I don't
out
disagree.
cuts out a lot of the bullshit from the GameCube one.
Yeah. I think Captain Toad Treasure Tracker,
I forgot about that.
right? Like it's just a little puzzle game, but it's a good adventure. Like it's a fun,
I still want to
solid.
play that.
It's a good brain exercise, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's Toad out on his own, which is weird. Like I don't know. I'd be sad if we didn't get another one of those on the Switch.
I could see it as a mobile game too.
When they first announced the partnership with DNA, if you go back and read that article that I always tell everybody to go back and read because I'm so proud of it, I said, like, imagine having, like, if Super Mario 3D World were designed in the era where they're now in the mobile market, we wouldn't have had the...
Like, imagine, like, a 4-player Captain Toad.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I think that what they're trying to build towards with their whole ecosystem is you play 3D World on your home console, and there's a little Toad mini game, and then it's like, hey, did you like that? Cool. We have an iPad version of that. Go get it on your iPad, and you can play it through. And then as you unlock things in there, it unlocks things back on your console game, and then that unlocks things back in the iPad. And like, there's this just big Nintendo ecosystem that you're just a part of now. And yeah, that was the big case example I said. But Treasure Tracker, fucking cool.
Yep.
Good game. And then, 3D World, Mario 3D World.
Yeah, I'm a little on the fence about that one.
Because the cat suits?
No, I'm okay with that. It's definitely like a good start into a game, but I feel like the difficulty pacing is it spikes pretty quick. I feel like.
Yeah, it does.
And like playing at that angle can be a little off.
I do not like the camera angle at all.
Yeah.
At like not one bit, especially not when you're trying to play with 4 people.
I don't recommend that to newcomers.
No, but it's definitely a game that like.
But I recommend it over New Super Mario Brothers any given day, because fuck that series.
See, but that's the fucked up thing. Is like New Super Mario Brothers, individually, those games are great, but the fact that we got so many of them.
I just never liked the music, the aesthetic.
Wah, wah.
I don't
care.
care. It
It doesn't
doesn't feel like Mario to me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
Wah, wah. The wahs. That's
Yep.
the. Oof. But I think that brings us to what ultimately will continue on Switch. Super Mario Maker.
yeah. That's
That was my number 2 game of 2015. It was Bloodborne, then Super Mario Maker. Like that game.
That's so weird. I don't know what it is. Like I like it. I like that it exists, but like I was never like into it.
I had a moment where I was into it
Because
last year.
people just I don't care about the levels they make. I really don't care about user made levels. I love the idea, but half of them aren't even playable. It's just
I know a lot of them are really bad. A lot of them are auto run. But the thing that like when you get into like when you I would encourage you to get into it.
like
I
would play Nintendo's made ones.
So that's you start with those, the ones the event courses they have because they have a good bit of them now, and you can get great things like an Isabelle costume.
Sold.
You can get a baby metal costume where you're just the 3 little baby metal girls with their little red bows.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. And then you got to find the right people that are making the levels.
Yeah.
You go to that website that they've got. You add them to your queue. You go to the thing. You play them there.
You see how many loops you have to jump through, though?
I didn't go through any of them, right? Which is why I fell off of it. But you could do that. And I think that if you find the right levels, instead of where you and I jump in, we do a random, what is it called? Like 100 Mario?
Yeah.
Whatever. And you're just, here's some weird fucking kid from France who made an auto run or made a dumb thing where there's 65 doors and you really just need to walk to the right 6 steps and ta-da.
Yeah.
I know. But I like it.
The game's necessary. Like I appreciate it. But
Yes. It's a good step. I would like a Zelda Maker now, please. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't know. Those are the ones I can think of top of my head, Wii U wise. A lot of other stuff, a lot of good things peppered in.
Yeah. I mean, like I wrote down a whole list, but we mentioned most
What do
of
you got? What else you got that we didn't talk about?
Oh, wait a minute. We might have hit them all. Oh, the other. Well, I guess these are more personal for me. Hyrule Warriors.
I almost put that down as like, yeah. That's,
I mean, they're still making
good.
DLC for that.
I know.
That's crazy.
Did you play that one all the way through?
No, I've yet. I'm waiting just to buy it all at once.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna get that day. I think they're gonna keep making it forever and ever.
And I'm waiting for the price to go down.
Oh, that'll never happen.
I just that and Wonderful 101.
I played the demo for that and just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, like that's just a more personal thing. Like I think if I gave it enough time, I would enjoy it.
Yeah,
because there's like little Easter eggs in that I noticed that are reference to other games that they made in the past, like from Clover and all that.
Interesting.
That's it.
Oh, Wii U. You poor thing.
Yeah, well, it's time to make that switch.
It's time to end an episode of the Free Cheese Podcast. I don't want to, but we got to. We did better on time this time.
Ooh, how much?
Hour 43 as I speak.
Ooh.
Which,
Is that like 2-minute difference?
We're not at like 2 hours and 12 minutes.
No.
We're going to get it down to 90 minutes. That's the goal. We're getting there. We had a lot to talk about. Fire Emblems.
I mean, it's a podcast,
NES Classics. Wii U's. That dragon.
Yeah, that dragon.
That dragon. Nightmares that you created somehow.
Is a hell. That's what I like to call it.
The Dirty Island Surprise.
Yes.
It certainly has been a ride, the Free Cheese episode 172. If you like this episode, you should...
Yeah, you should do that.
You should do that. You should subscribe to us on iTunes or on the Google Play Store, where you can if you subscribe, you get all these for free every week, which you already do. But they'll show up automatically without you having to do any kind of work. So you subscribe there. Yeah, it's just there on your favorite podcast listening app. You can also rate and review us on both of those platforms, and we'll check for the reviews, the ratings, and then, we'll read them on the air and stuff, and it makes us feel good, makes you feel good, because you made someone else feel good, and it's all good all around, right? Right. You want to send some other feedback, or just ask us a question, get your name on the show, we'll talk about you, we'll promote whatever you want us to promote, too. That's what we're here for. Podcast@thefreecheese.com.
Boom.
Speaking of thefreecheese.com, you should go there, read all the stuff that we've got. I just reviewed Azure Striker Gunvolt 2.
When I read that sentence,
Which one?
I think it's the title that you gave it.
I thought I just called it that.
Oh no, not maybe it's not the review. I don't know. Like
What did I say?
Like you weren't the guy.
Oh, that's just the
play this.
opening line.
Yeah. That's what I meant. You weren't the guy to play this. I was expecting as if I was supposed to be that guy that was supposed to play this. Like
yeah.
I was waiting for it because it seems.
Yeah.
Seems like that kind
The
of
first
game.
one. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I meant when I first played the first one. It was not for me.
Yeah. See, when after that sentence, I was like, "Who was it meant for?"
I mean, it probably was meant for Mark. Let's be honest. Yeah, I reviewed that. You can go read that review. It is our month of secrets, celebrating The Legend of Zelda's 30th anniversary. So we've got some Zelda stuff.
I keep my secrets in Miitomo.
Yes, you certainly do. We got some other stuff creeping up this month. Some other surprises we've got tucked away. But we also have Mark and I making our own Nintendo Classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's up on the site. You can go check out that video. All sorts of stuff. Thefreeshees.com. It's everything you ever wanted it to be. Or you never wanted it to be. Who knows?
Who cares? Getting it anyway.
That's true. This month we're playing The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which I'm about to start in this coming week, I believe. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I gotta dig up my game.
Yeah, but you can play with us. If you have a copy of the game on the Wii, you can pop it into your Wii or your Wii U before it's dead. If not, you can grab it on the Virtual Console on the Wii U. $20, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. Other than that, follow us all on Twitter. The Free Cheese is @SomeFreeCheese. Mark is @og_mental. I am @TheFreeCheese. We're on Facebook. You can go there, like us. Google Plus. You can do whatever you do on Google Plus.
Add us to your circles.
Sure.
Whatever.
Tumble. You can Tumblr us. We got a Tumble. Anything.
Do we?
Instagram. Yeah, we got them all, girl. Got them all. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That's a fun one. You do that, we're going to start doing things on YouTube now that we got these things set up. Indeed. Oh, well, that's an episode. That's one Dirty Island surprise. Mark, thank you so much for hanging out.
Oh, no, thank you.
Listener, thank you for listening as you do every week. We'll be back in another week with episode 173. Until then, thank you. And good night.
Bye-bye.